Hi friends, this is Rakesh. Today we are going to discuss about the ITR filing approach. So suppose if you are working in a company, then you need to file. If you are working in a company, or if you are doing some business, and if you are getting income from pension, then you need to file the ITR return. So this is important thing. If you have missed the ITR filing, then you will face some consequences in the later part of your career or in the later part of your life. So please try to fill the ITR form. I will try to explain the ITR filing procedure in a detailed manner using some real-time use cases and the form 16 with the help of form 16. So for filing the ITR returns, then first you need to log into the Income Tax India e-filing.gov.in. So once you open this page, then you need to there are two approaches by which we can file ITR returns. The first approach is online and the second approach is offline. So in this video I will try to cover using offline mode. So for that, first you need to click on offline utilities under download tab. So if you click on offline utilities, then you would be prompted to this page. Then you need to click on income tax return preparation utilities. So once you click on that, then you would have some drop down box. Here you can select the required assessment year. Suppose if your assessment year is 2017-18, then you can click on this. So basically there are two things, assessment year and financial year. If you're assessing for 2017-18, then the financial year will be 2016 and 17. Suppose if you are assessing for 2018-19, then the financial year will be 2017 and 18. So ITR1, here we are trying to cover the ITR1 in a detailed manner. So first we will try to categorize the people. We will try to analyze the category which falls under ITR1. For individuals having income from salaries, if you are working in a company, if that company is paying a monthly salary to you, then you will be eligible for ITR1. And then only one house property. So every category is and it's not R. So if you are having one property, then you are eligible. And then if you are earning income from other sources like FD interest, savings bank interest, or other lottery, then it falls in the other source of income. Then ITR1 is eligible. And then having total income up to 50 lakh. So every condition is unconditional. Income from salaries and one house property and other source of income and total income up to 50 lakh. If any of those categories doesn't suits your needs, then you shouldn't select the ITR1. If you are invested in stock market and you are gaining capital gains, for example short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains, then you shouldn't choose ITR1. Then the proper ITR form would be ITR2. So if you are doing intraday trading like business, if you are owning some business, then ITR2 is not applicable, ITR3 is applicable. So for every use case there, you need to select the best ITR form. So in this case, income from salary, this is the basic form. So income from salary is one house property plus other source of income plus having total income up to 50 lakh. Then ITR1 is the best one. So here there are two types of utilities, Excel utility and Java utility. So I am trying to explain using Java utility. First you need to download the Java utility. So I have prompted. Here there are many tabs: Part A, general information, income tax details, and income details, tax details, tax paid and verification, and ATG. So this is the simplest idea. It's very easy to fill. If you watch this video completely, then you can fill ITR1 throughout your lifetime. Suppose if you are falling in this category for all the financial years, then it's very easy. Then you need not to you don't need to depend on others for filing the ITR form on behalf of you. So this is instructions. Once again, I'm trying to review the categories for ITR1. So these are the following categories: individuals having income from salaries, one house property, other sources of income, and having total income up to 50 lakhs. So we are trying to fulfill the ITR1 form now. So first we will try to fill the Part A general information. First you need to provide the PAN details. So we are in this case we are This is a sample form number 16. We are trying to fill the details using this form 16. So here I have morphed the data of the PAN of the employee because of some privacy reason. This form was taken from the internet. So I will try to fill some random PAN number. So I will try to fill BCM PR12343, and then we need to fill the first name and last name. So in our case, the first name and last name is John Peter. If suppose if you have order number, then it would be better if you fill that order number in this category. So it's currently it's not mandatory to fill the order number, but it would be mandatory in the further years. So it's better if you provide the order number. And the date of birth, you need to provide the date of birth 02/03/1994, and then you need to provide you need to fill your mobile number. So this is important thing. You need to cross check your mobile number twice or thrice, because if you fill the wrong mobile number, then it would lead to some problems. Because if suppose income tax department is trying to communicate with you for some reason, then they will try to communicate using mobile number or using email ID. So you need to give the correct mobile number and email ID for clean or smooth process. So then you need to fill the address. So 20B, and then maybe 10th Street, Adaya, Chennai, and then I'm selecting Tamil Nadu, and then trying to put the pin code, and then you need to select the country. So India, okay. And then you need to select the employee category. For if suppose if you're working in a government company, then you need to select government category, and if suppose you're working in a public sector, then you need to select public sector. If suppose if you're working in a software company or other company, then you need to select others. And then residential status. If suppose if you are Indian resident, then you need to select resident. And then return file. If suppose if you are filing the return for the financial for that assessment year for the first time before the due date, then you can select this option. If suppose if you are filing the ITR return after due date, then you need to select this option. If suppose if you are filing the revised return, for example, you have submitted the ITR return, but income tax department found that some errors in your ITR form, then they will try to intimate you via mobile number and email ID by stating that you need to revise the ITR return. Then you need to select this revised return. So in our case, we are trying to submit the form before the due date. So we are selecting on or before due date. And then whether original or revised return. So this is the original return. If suppose if you are revising your return after the intimation from the income tax department, then you need to select revise. In our case, it's original. And then are you governed by purchase civil code as per section 5A? By default, it's no. If suppose if you fall under the category, then you need to select yes. And in our case, it's no. And then income details. So to fill this income details, you need to know the information. You need to add the knowledge about the form 16. So we will try to cover that form 16 in a detailed manner now. Today we are going to discuss about the form 16. So if suppose if you are working in a company, so at the end of the financial year, that company would give the form 16 for tax filing purpose. So in form 16 there are many things covered. For example, suppose if you invested in any saving schemes, then that would be covered in form 16 because you have submitted proof to the employer for reducing the tax. So this is in this video we will try to discuss in a detailed manner about each and every topic about the form 16. So in form 16, the first thing would be the employee name and employee TAN number. TAN number is tax account number. So and then employee name. This is the employer details and this is the employee details. So it will give the summary of the information, the summary of the taxable salary. So 5,40,580 rupees. So this is the sample form 16 that I have downloaded from the internet, and I have morphed the private information purpose. So personal information like name and then other information for personal reasons. So this is some sample form 16 that I downloaded from internet. So for this person, the taxable income is 5,40,580 rupees, and the total tax deducted by that employer is 34,109 rupees. We will try to calculate this in a detailed manner in the upcoming video. So when we scroll down a little bit, then you would see the detailed information about the tax that employer paid to the government in each quarter. So for the first quarter, that employer paid rupees 5,701 rupees to the government, and then 8,851, and then 9,431, and then 10,176 rupees as tax for that employee to the government. So nearly 34,109 rupees was deducted from the salary for paying as a tax to the government. So what is TDS? TDS means tax deducted. So if suppose if you're working in a company, then that company would pay tax on behalf of you by deducting some amount from your salary every month or every quarter. So you should use this form 16 for filing the ITR. So when we scroll down a little bit, then we will come to the form 16 and detail the information. So here you would see the name and address of the employer. So if suppose you are working in XYZ company at Tirolu, then the detailed information will be provided here, and then PAN of the director and TAN of the director. The PAN and TAN number of the employer would be given here, and then the employee detail. If suppose if your name is John Peter, then John Peter will be present here. If suppose if a designation is a technical manager or a product manager, then that would be present here. PAN of the employer. Your PAN details will be provided here, and then from and to date, from which date from and to date of the financial year. If suppose if you are working in if you are working in two companies for the financial year, for the first part of the financial year you are working in XYZ company, and for the second part of the financial year, if suppose you are working ABC company, then both the companies would have provided the form 16. So then you need to consolidate both the form 16 form for filing the ITR returns. So this is the information that we are interested in. So gross salary. What is gross salary? Gross salary is a total salary that was credited to you by the employer before deduction of tax and then other things. So 7,47,035 is the gross salary credited to the employee by the employer. So here, after reducing the house rent allowance, so I have taken a video in a detailed manner to explain the house rent allowance, how we can calculate the house rent allowance, and how we can claim the house rent allowance. You can watch that video by clicking on this. So, and then the conveyance allowance. For example, if suppose you were residing at Chennai, and if your company is in Tiruvallur, then you need to communicate between the Tiruvallur and the Chennai every day. So for that, you would spend some amount for transport that would be covered under conveyance allowance. So the total non-taxable amount which covers under which comes under conveyance allowance is 19,200. So 69,000 plus 19,200 is 88,200, which is non-taxable. We can reduce this amount from the gross salary. So gross salary is 7,46,035. If we reduce 88,200 from that, then the total balance would be 6,57,835, which is taxable. And then there are some other deductions like tax on employment. For example, suppose you're working in a software company, then in Tamil Nadu, then you need to pay professional tax for 2 months in a year. So it would occur for every 6 months. The professional tax for the software job in Tamil Nadu is 1,250. It depends on other criteria also. So 1,250 into 2 times 2,500, which is non-taxable. We need to reduce this 2,500 from 6,57,835. If suppose if we reduce this 2,500 from this amount, then the total salary would become 6,55,335. So income chargeable under H salaries is 6,55,335. then gross total income is the same. If suppose if you have invested in LIC or a fixed deposit or some other savings scheme, then you can claim that under section 18C. There are many savings schemes which falls under section 80C. I have covered all those things in a video. If you want to watch the video, click on this link. So yeah, under LIC you can cover 32,000. Under LIC, this person has covered 32,335. Under PF, he has covered 32,400. Under fixed deposit, 50,000. So when we accumulate all these three values, the total amount would be 1,14,755. So this is non-taxable. Under section 80C, the maximum non-taxable amount is 1,50,000. So this person has covered 1,14,755. So we need to reduce this amount from 6,55,335. If we reduce 1,14,755 from 6,55,335, then the total taxable amount would reduce to 5,40,580. So you need to pay tax only for 5,40,580 rupees. So for that you need to know the income tax slab details. So 5,40,580 is divided into 3 income tax slabs. I have covered the information in a detailed manner how we can calculate income tax in a separate video. The video link will be present here. And then education uses. So the total tax for the 5,40,580 rupees is 33,116. For that amount you need to pay 3% of tax, 3% as education cess. So 33,116 into 3% is 993. So when we add these two amount, the total taxable amount would be 34,109 rupees. So this is the amount, this is the TDS that was paid by the employer and bigger. So this is the form 16 information. In this, we are trying to fill that information from income chargeable under its salaries, which falls in the 6th category. So 6,55,335 is the amount. So you need to fill the salary from this category, income chargeable under the its salaries. And then if you have some house property and you are getting some rent from that house property, then you need to fill that in the details here. Income from one house property. If you have some loss from the house property, then you need to fill that here. Income from other sources. If you are getting interest from bank or from FD, then you need to fill here. There are some other sources of income also. For example, if you have played Dream 11 game, if you have made some profit over that, then you need to fill that income from other sources here. So similarly, if you have won some lottery amount, then you need to fill it in the income from other sources. And then if you have invested in any investment in any savings schemes, then you need to fill those details here. So this person has invested in LIC, PF and term deposit, which means fixed deposit in bank for 5 years. The total amount is 1,14,755. So we need to fill that amount here, 1,14,755. So 755. So once we fill there, then the total taxable amount will be reduced to 5,40,580. So that's it. We have successfully completed the income tax details. Then we need to select tax details. So here we need to submit the tax that was paid by the employer on behalf of us to the government of India. So for that, first we need to fill the details in TDS1, details of tax deducted at source from salary as per form 16 issued by employer. So for that you need to click on arrow and you need to fill the TAN of the deductor. You could find the TAN of the deductor in form 16. So this is the form 16. You could see the TAN of the deductor. Here the TAN number will be present. For privacy reasons, I have morphed with the data. So we can fill some dummy data for A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. So you should make sure that the TAN of the detector is correct. So and then you need to fill the name of your detector. So you could find the name of the detector in this category. And then you need to fill the income chargeable under salaries. So you could find the details under section under category 6 income chargeable under the H salaries 6,55,335. So 6,55,000, sorry, 6,55,335. Sorry, 35. And then what you need to do is you need to fill the total tax deducted if available. So our employer, this person as an employer has already directed, has already paid 34,109, which means tax deducted at source to the government of India. So we need to fill that information here. 34,109, and then you need to just save the data. So yeah, we have given the TDS that was deducted by the employer on behalf of share. If suppose if you have invested in other, if you have got interest from the FD or savings bank, then you need to file the information here. If suppose if you have got 10,000 rupees as interest from fixed deposit, then 10% TDS would be deducted by the bank itself. So remaining amount, if suppose you falls under 20% income tax slab, then you need to pay 10 that. For example, if you have got 10,000 rupees as interest from fixed deposit, that falls under income, that falls under other source of income. So if suppose it falls under 20% slab, then you need to pay 20% of that 10,000, which means 2,000 rupees as tax to the government. But 10% would be already paid by the bank on behalf of you. So you need to pay only the remaining amount, which means 1,000 rupees to the government. So for that you need to fill the tax deducted by the bank on behalf of you here. So if suppose we have any other doubts regarding this section, you can comment that in the comment box, so that I will try to take a separate video for that. And then tax paid and verification. So here the total summary of the tax will be projected. So if you observe closely, then you will see that total advance tax paid is 0, total self assessment tax paid is 0, and then total TDS claimed is 34,109, total tax paid is 34,109. If suppose if you have any other tax that needs to be paid, then this option, this EPA tax would be prompted, then you need to click on that for paying this tax. For example, if suppose if you fill that income from other sources, if I fill 10,000 rupees from income from other sources, then this would be activated. So I need to pay 2,260 as tax now for the 10,000 rupees. So in our case, that's not the case. So we are trying to remove that and we are trying to populate 0 for that. So the total amount payable is 0. So we need to make sure that it should be 0. If suppose if you have paid the more tax than the required one, then that amount would be displayed here. So that would be credited to your bank account. You need to fill the bank details here. So you need to fill the IFSC code, bank name and bank account number correctly. You need to make sure the information is correct. Otherwise, that amount will be credited to some other person. So please try to make sure the information correctly. So you need to verify it carefully. So once completing all the information, then you need to click on submit. Once you click on submit, then it will be prompted to the income tax department official website. You need to give the credentials for submitting this form. So credentials in the sense login ID and password. Once you give that, then this ITR1 form will be submitted to the income tax department. After that, you need to do another step, which means e-verify. You need to e-verify the details. So we will try to cover that e-verify in the later part of this video. Now we need to verify the ITR form that we have submitted. So once we verify, the complete process will be over. To verify the ITR returns, for that we need to first log in into the Income Tax India e-filing.government using our user ID and password. Once we have done that, then we need to select on the My Account tab, and we need to select the e-verified return. So once we select that, if suppose if any e-verify returns are pending, then it would be projected here. In this case, there are no e-verify returns, so it's showing no returns pending for e-verification. If suppose if you have any e-verify return, then there will be 3 ways by which we can e-verify: by using bank, by logging into the bank, by using Aadhaar card. The best option would be by using Aadhaar thing. So you, by selecting that option, then the OTP would be sent to you the registered Aadhaar linked mobile number. Then you can give that OTP to for e-verification. Once you have done that, then you can select view returns of forms, and you can select income tax returns here, and then you can submit, and you can see the status of your returns. In my case, for assessment year 2016-17, the ITR is processed. If for assessment year 17-18, the first 17-18 response to proportional of adjustment. So actually, I have filed the ITR form in July, I think July 7, 2017, but income tax department gave me the notice stating that I need to refile because of some inconsistency between the form 16 and the ITR returns that I have filed. So I have revised the ITR forms and I have successfully re-verified it. So once we are done e-verification, the status will be successfully e-verified. After few weeks, then it would be ITR process. So this is complete procedure by which we can file the ITR form. So if you have any other queries, please try to comment those queries in the comment section. I will try to reply whenever I find it, and whenever I find your query. So thanks for watching this video.